What's up, my fellow Token nerds and fellow Skylander nerds? Jacob Haugen here once again, and I gotta tell you guys about episode 3 of Kamen Rider Zeztz. Oh my god! This episode talks about the threat of what the nightmares could do. And oh my god, it is so... I'm like slightly shaking about this because it is so good. And definitely makes the nightmare so threatening. Okay, so let's get this out of the way. So, if I'm understanding this correctly, in each person's subconscious, there's 3 doors. If the nightmare, which is caused by the person's subconscious, opens up all 3 doors, they are able to snatch up the person in the dream world, causing them to appear in the real world. If that makes sense, let me know. I'm pretty sure I got that down. So, that shows a lot of threat to the nightmares on its own. And oh my god, I'm so hyped. What else? Bakuyozu's trying to figure out how to stop the nightmare. That's really good. And I really am compelled with Fujimi. Got the name right. I got the name right. Fujimi. What's the word? I really empathize with Fujimi. The way that he's trying to prove himself through the agency while they're trying to shut him down. Definitely adds that compelling to that nightmare, or what caused the nightmare, because he feels like the police isn't doing him justice, or at least isn't taking him seriously. That is very compelling. So, and the way, oh my god, I really like that we get that motivation from Bakuyozu trying to save Fujimi from the nightmare. And he was able to convince Nem to let him out of the jail cell in order to do that. That is good stuff. That is a good story right there. And I didn't even mention this. He can transform in the real world! Ha! Whoever had that bingo card, mark that off, because, oh my god, I was like, dude, if they are able to do that, that would be so awesome, because the fact that now, not only he can transform in the dream world, but in the real world, adds so much depth and power to the mission to stop the nightmares. Because if the nightmares got out, they can cause major damage in the real world, which they kind of already do in the real world. I'm curious on how, though. So, in the episode, the bomb nightmare blows up the police building twice? I think it's twice. Something like that. And it actually affected in the real world. I'm curious on how exactly, because we didn't well, I may have to rewatch the episode again, which, if you guys have not checked out, I'm sorry I didn't mention this, please do. Zeztz is good. It is good stuff. But I may have to rewatch Zeztz again, just to make sure I'm understanding how the nightmare is affecting the real world. Because I'm still a little bit confused. But I'm getting there. So, I just feel like this is just a really good story and such a good way to make the nightmares feel like a good threat to not just the dream world, but the real world. That's so... I'm so in this. I'm wearing a driver to show my support, and I will be wearing the driver through the remainder of the Zeztz thoughts, because that's how much I love this show so far after 3 episodes. The protagonist is so compelling. The supporting characters are good. The only person I'm not so sure on is Nox. We only seen like a small handful of him a few times. And we kind of know, but at the same time we don't. It's kind of confusing, to be honest with you, because he's causing nightmares to happen, but at the same time, it's like he doesn't really do much, or at least we haven't seen him do much other than give hints to Baku about the subconscious of the dreams, which was he trying to help, or was there another motive of helping Baku on that front? I know he's going to be the secondary writer. I know that. And he's giving that antagonist feel. But I'm still very confused on what his motive is. I think we need like a one focus episode on Nox just to better understand him, because I'm still kind of lost right now for him. But everyone else is so good. I'm really curious. Okay, there's a couple questions I have about this episode. One question is the purple butterflies that Nox sends to the real world. It was hovering on someone's eyes. I can't tell if that's Baku's sister or not. But the way that the purple eyes were, the eyes were glowing purple, I'm curious about that. Is there gonna be like, I don't know. I'm not sure what to feel about that. And then the other question is, was the one I mentioned before. How does the nightmares affect the real world if they're not in the real world yet? Like the bombing of the police building, for example. How does that happen? I'm really curious about that. And I want you guys to let me know what you guys thought. What else needs to say? Oh, the fight scenes? So good. It is so good. I think the drive of Baku transforming in the real world, that was played off so good. He knows the mission, and he does execute the mission very good. It is so well done, and I can't gush more about this. Also, we got more of a better look of the transform capsule form. I said a lot of forms in that sense. We're gonna go with it. I think it's really interesting. The red veins the red accent lines that's on the regular Zeztz suit is now part of the arm gauntlets and legs specific, showing that transform mechanics. I think that's really cool. Once I do like a what if Zeztz was in Skylands, I think I may have to consider the extra forms that each one has. Like transform, wane, machinery, projection, barrier, gravity, all those ones. I think I may have to put those into consideration because they do change up the suits just enough to feel like its own thing. But I'm not sure if that's going to apply to every other form. But we're going to have to see as the show continues. But overall, this is such a really good episode. And if you guys have not been watching it, it is fine. I got a playlist giving my thoughts on episodes 1 and 2. And I will continue to add on to that playlist as Zeztz continues on. And I really encourage you guys to find a way to watch Zeztz so you guys can get a better idea of what I'm talking about. And You guys let me know how you like Zeztz so far. Do you love it? Do you hate it? And does it live up to your expectations as you want? I know second episode for me wasn't the best episode for me, but 1 and 2 are really 1 and 3 are really good episodes on their own, and it is so well done so far. I'm really loving Zeztz. Also, I'm really curious about the visuals for the theme song. We have not seen it for the last 3 episodes. I'm curious on why. Is it because they're building up the story of the threat of the nightmares, or is it something else? If we don't see it on episode 4, I'm gonna be really disappointed about that, because every Kamen Rider has its own insert theme song that they play at the beginning of the episode. And this will be the first one that wouldn't do that. But still, I really want to see it because it just gives you hyped up for the show on its own. But I mean, if it doesn't have it, I'll still watch it regardless because Zeztz is good and does give good story. But I think having that theme song really will hype up the show a lot. So, you guys let me know. And until next time, see you later.